One of the so-called ringleaders of that racist fraternity chant at the University of Oklahoma is apologizing now. Parker Rice issued his apology, saying it was more important that he acknowledge what he did and didn't do. And he says, quote, "For me, this is a devastating lesson, and I am seeking guidance on how I can learn from this and make sure it never happens again. My goal for the long term is to be a man who has the heart and the courage to reject racism whenever I see or experience it in the future." Here with me now is branding and social media expert Peter Shankman. He's also an author of Zombie Loyalists, Using Great Service to Great Rabid Fans. All right, Peter. We've got these two kids who've been expelled now. This video is online. Essentially, it's out there forever. Yeah. Will they, in their image, forever be scarred? Well, it certainly doesn't help them. You know, the world has a very short memory, and someone will do something even stupider soon enough. But right now, they're in a tough place because their first priority after school is looking for jobs. And any employer is going to Google any potential candidate, and I guarantee you this will be the first thing that comes up under their name. They have the opportunity to change their name, and it wouldn't surprise me if they did that. You know, it's very, very difficult to escape the shadow of Google when you do something like this, and it's still amazing to me that 10, 15 years after the dawn and advent of social media, we still have to have these reminder lessons on a regular basis that anything you do will be recorded and it will be found out. You know, let me bring up a couple of other examples, because it just seems like recently we're seeing more and more of these types of situations. I mean, with even more high-profile people, Paula Deen, Justine Sacco, of course. Yeah, a couple of examples. I mean, have they been able to bounce back after their incidents? Justine Sacco ended up getting a job. She is working. She's still in the PR industry. It's not the high-profile. She was the head of IAC's PR, Global Public Relations for Interactive Corp. Not anymore. You know, it hurt her, and it definitely takes a financial toll. It takes a physical toll, a mental health toll. I mean, in Justine's case, can you imagine landing and turning on your phone and essentially melts in your hands with 50 million tweets? You were the top trending topic on Twitter. These guys are going to have a hard road in front of them, and it was a stupid move on their part, no question about it, and it's going to hurt for quite some time. How would you rate the University of Oklahoma's response in terms from a PR standpoint? Oh my God, one of the best crisis management responses I've seen in years. You know, that's on par with what the NBA did when they had the problem with the team owner, you know, who was saying racist things. I mean, they just, and I think it's because he's a former governor. He knows how to handle crisis. He moved in, he took a position, he stayed it, and within 24 hours, the dorm was being dismantled, the house was being dismantled. Very smart move, distancing themselves from the fraternity. The fraternity itself distanced themselves from the chapter. You know, we know of a recruit, though, who has decommitted from going to the university. So, I mean, they could have it hurts. It's going to hurt them. You know, it's not so much the university. I think that's the only recruit who's going to decommit. I don't think you're going to see this affect the university long term. It was a couple of students. It will affect the fraternity, and it will certainly affect the students. And again, you know, I teach a class at NYU on this, and I tell the kids all the time, guys, you know, be careful. Anything you do will be there for the rest of your lives. All right, let that be a lesson to our viewers, or a good reminder at the very least. Peter Shankman, thanks so much for coming on.